So we are a quarter of the way through the summer movie season, and it has been interesting. We've had some expected and some very unexpected results that could change how the rest of the movie releases go. In this video, I will be going through the movies I made predictions for the month of May and how they've been doing so far. First, the one that kicked it off, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. About a month after it has been released, it's done more or less as expected. It has passed the box office of the first one already, and the opening weekend was a little bit less than I had hoped, but it has really strong legs and has so far earned, as of recording this, $345 million domestic and $800 million worldwide. Its fantastic legs were shown throughout the month. It beat King Arthur in the second weekend, which wasn't a surprise. It just barely lost first place to Alien by $2 million and beat Baywatch and Memorial Day weekend to take second place. As of now, if I was to rate myself by the end of it, I'd probably get a C for domestic. It depends if it can get to, it really needs to hit the 380 for me to grade myself an A. So I would say a B or a C right now, unless it has the legs to actually get there, which I'd like, but otherwise B or C. And however, an F worldwide. I believe I overshot it worldwide a little bit. It's collapsing a little bit. Internationally, they're moving on to other films. We're still liking it, but international markets, they're moving on to the other films already. So it won't have enough to make it past. There won't be enough to get in the range of, I believe, 55 million or under, assuming it finishes up B or C domestic and an F worldwide. Next up is King Arthur. Not much to say about it. It bombed as expected. I just didn't expect it to bomb as bad as it did. Even worse internationally. I was predicting that internationally it would pick up a bit and would kind of be like Warcraft of last year. However, it's not even worse than that. It's like it showed up to the theater drunk and was immediately kicked out. Since it did so bad on opening weekend, its legs were non-existent. The legs itself is not bad, but it opened so low that the legs don't matter. Like, it started out at 15, 18 million, and it's crawling to 40 million right now. So the legs itself is not bad. However, it started so low that it fucked itself over. I thought I might be able to get a D if I was to grade myself, if it can get to 40 million. Otherwise, it's an F all around. It's also immediately an F worldwide. Now, Alien Covenant. This is the big shock of the season, as it went in with an expectation of a $40 to $45 million opening weekend. And over the weekend, it dropped and dropped and dropped down to 36 million and just barely took first place. Then for Memorial Day weekend, its legs were apparently killed by a xenomorph as it crashed to a 13.3 million or a 63% drop. Now, that is for a 4-day weekend. If you just take away Memorial Day itself and put as a regular 3-day weekend, it dropped to 10 million and a 70% drop, which is even worse. Internationally, it's also not doing as good as well. It still has China and Japan as big markets go-wise, but it's at 160 now worldwide. I said a little over 400 million. China and Japan, unless they absolutely go apeshit over the movie, is nowhere getting near that. So it is an F both domestically and worldwide. For Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, it came in at $78 million for the Memorial Day weekend, which is solid for a regular film. However, it is a bit of an underperformance for the Pirates franchise. This is probably due to franchise fatigue, as it is the 5th Pirates movie, and it will probably be the same thing that will happen to Transformers in the coming weeks. It is performing well internationally as well, however, probably not well enough to hit $1 billion as my prediction was. Unless it has good legs domestically, it's also not going to hit within the range, because I believe I said 230 or 240. So obviously it needs to at least hit 210, 215, which it's not going to do. So I'm really going to get an F both domestic and worldwide if I was to grade myself. And the last one, which was also a shock like Alien, is Baywatch. Baywatch had terrible reviews the week of release, and the lack of buzz apparently leading up to its release killed it. Ideally, it would have opened to around 40 to 50 million and ended up closer to 21 Jump Street in performance. However, it only opened at 23 million, and in fact, Guardians was able to take second place for Memorial Day weekend because of it. It is too early for international numbers, as it only just opened up in those markets at the time of this recording, but it's safe to say my predictions are an F for both domestic and worldwide, and there's no way this makes over 300 million worldwide. Based on reboots from old TV shows, this is performing closer to Chips, that was released earlier this year, than 2122 Jump Street. So to recap, I'm on track to be right about Guardians. King Arthur flopped more than I thought it would. Both Alien Covenant and Baywatch underperformed a lot, and Pirates only underperformed a bit. Looking forward to June, we have a bunch of big releases such as Wonder Woman, The Mummy, Transformers, and animated movies like Cars 3 and Despicable Me 3.